Hey everyone, I'm Joel on the road, and today my UNESCO World Heritage journey is at the Episcopal City of Albi in southwestern France. This is the city of Albi in southwestern France, and it's famous largely for religious reasons. It dates back to the 12th century when the Catholic Church prosecuted a crusade against a local group of Christians who were committing what the Church considered to be a heresy. To demonstrate their power, the Pope and the French King constructed an enormous cathedral and a large palace/fortress right in the center of town. The buildings are both still here and still really well preserved, so let's check them out. This is the Cathedral of Salsa, and it's the main cathedral here in Albi. It dates from 1280 and it's one of the largest brick cathedrals in the entire world. And if you think it looks a lot like a fortress, you're right, it does, and that's entirely the point. After all of the religious conflicts in the area, the Pope wanted to demonstrate his power, and so he had this building constructed, a fortress church right in the middle of town. And what I find fascinating is that there's some nice decorations, a Gothic stone portal and a porch as well, but they were actually added centuries later. This is the interior of the church, and it's absolutely remarkable how different it is from the outside. Whereas the outside looks like a fortress, in here it's absolutely sumptuous. There's just frescoes and sculpture and all sorts of decorations. It's really beautiful. Now it's also unusual in that it's actually a hall church. There's no aisles on either side, which is very unusual for a Gothic building. And I also love, down the end, the fresco of the Last Judgment, of which I'm sure the point of it was not lost on the local population, given the religious tension that had happened in the area. Behind me you can see the Bishop's Palace, and it dates from the 13th century, largely around the same time as the cathedral. And again, it's very reminiscent of a fortress because it was designed to keep the bishop safe from the local population with whom he was not at all popular. Now, it's considered to be one of the best examples of a medieval French castle because it hasn't really changed since the medieval era when it was built. Though these days, for the last 100 years or so, it's been a museum dedicated to the French artist Henri de Toulouse-Lautrec. Here you can see the Pont Vieux, or the Old Bridge, and it dates from around 1040, making it one of the oldest road bridges in France, still in use today. It was originally constructed as a toll bridge to control the flow of trade in and out of the city, and it became very wealthy based entirely on that flow of goods. What I find fascinating is that, like many bridges of the medieval era, it was covered in shops and houses, a church and fortifications as well, but they were all ripped out after a flood and to make way for newfangled automobiles. Well, I've been really impressed with Albi. It's a very beautiful city. There's just so much happening, and it's really picturesque as well. I realised I didn't explain what Episcopal means, and it just means it's the seat of a bishop, which is slightly unusual, but considering the religious turmoil they had during the 13th century, it's not that surprising that there is a bishop in residence here. And apologies for the audio as well. We have had some technical difficulties with the wind today, so sorry about that. But that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage site.